The regular season is wrapped up for the Skating Rebels. Now it's time to put a bow on it before the national tournament. Hello and welcome back into the UNLV hockey broadcast. I'm Dominic Dubois. Joining alongside me is Bo Kennedy. Bo, thanks for taking the time out to step out for a nice little sunny escapade outside City National Arena for pair exhibition games, as we mentioned.
Yeah, beautiful day here in sunny Las Vegas. I think it got up to 62 today, so maybe even a little chilly for this time of year, Dom.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a little breeze out there, but first, before we get things rolling, we got to go over what happened last time out. UNLV rounded out their regular season against the University of Utah up in Salt Lake, where they split with the Utes.
Yeah, and it seems like the Utes really give the Rebels a tough time when the team travels to Salt Lake. The last 3 years, at least, Rebels have not been able to get the clean sweep, so that speaks volumes to how deep that Utah team is and how tough it is to play in Salt Lake.
I mean, not only that, not all doom and gloom with the series split against Utah last weekend. UNLV clinched the WCHL title for the second year in a row, Bo, so that's great to hear, obviously, if you're a Skating Rebel fan, but also there's some representation with the league awards, Bo. There's some guys on the all-rookie team, Rookie of the Year, some other guys getting some nods in there.
Yeah, it's cool to see, and I think it's so big for the Rebels in the future, especially with that all-rookie team. I believe 4 out of the 5 players or 4 out of the 6 players are UNLV players, so down the road here, the Rebels are going to have some good players for the long haul.
Definitely. I mean, you mentioned it. We're going to take a look quickly at the notes for those guys who are on the WCHL all-rookie team. Luke Backel, Charlie Masick, Mario DiMaggio, and Owen Zanone are on the all-rookie team. Charlie Masick won WCHL Rookie of the Year. Jackson Wyatt and Doug Wakeland on the all-WCHL first team, and then Charlie Masick and Mario DiMaggio on the all-WCHL second team.
Yeah, and I think there's a few players that were left off the list that very well could be on that list as well. You talk about Bryce Johnson. The year he's having for the Rebels, he's been a huge player for the team.
Exactly. So with all that out of the way, we have a couple more things to talk to you about. First, it's Heroes Night here at City National Arena. We're going to pull the jerseys up that UNLV is wearing tonight. If you want to get your hands on one, go to 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey or scan the handy QR code on your screen to go directly to the auction page and bid on game-worn jerseys honoring first responders here in Las Vegas. And also, UNLV is going back to nationals. They're the number 4 seed in this upcoming national tournament. If you want to help them out get there to St. Louis to try and defend their 2025 national championship and win back-to-back natty titles, go to the GoFundMe link that is posted up on your screen. So with all that out of the way, UNLV and Boise State, a pair of old Mountain West rivals. Boise State not in the Mountain West anymore. We're going to see how they do on the hockey rink when we come back. The Boise State Broncos, a school that UNLV athletics fans are awfully familiar with. The Rebels sweeping the season series in the 2025-26 season in men's and women's basketball, but the Broncos have had the advantage on the football field, winning 3 straight Mountain West title games over the Rebels and a pair of regular season contests. Tonight, we'll see how this classic matchup will unfold in the world of hockey. The Boise State Broncos and the UNLV Skating Rebels set to do battle.
City National Arena for Heroes Night, and I'm here with senior defenseman Dylan Ford. Now, Fordo, first of all, happy senior weekend. How are you feeling being here on the home ice for the last few moments?
I'm super excited. I'm just trying to soak it all in right now.
And this is the last weekend before you guys head out to the national championship. How do you plan to use this matchup against Boise to build up that momentum?
We're just going to keep our habits the same and play the best hockey we have all year.
Awesome. Thank you, Fordo.
Thanks.
All right, tossing over to you, Kyle.
Thank you, Megan. Now it is Heroes Night, but the Rebels' last outing was against the Utah Utes, and they weren't satisfied. Speaking to assistant coach Nick Riboni, he essentially said they just have to stick to their game plan. They have to play a full 60 minutes, as they did bounce back, winning 7-4 in that second game. And he said they make sure our guys are playing the right way for 60 minutes so we can utilize these games to propel us into nationals, as this is kind of a really good tune-up game for the Skating Rebels. With all that being said, Dom, we'll send it over to you.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you, Kyle. And thank you all for tuning in for the second class game of the season of Fairfax Michigan against the ACHA team. Boise State Broncos, a familiar foe for any UNLV athletics fans out there. On the call with myself, Don McQuad, joined by Bo Kennedy. You saw us outside earlier tonight in the open. And Bo, we mentioned it, another WCHL title for UNLV this year. Plenty of guys being honored by the league. What a way to cap off the 25-26 season en route to nationals to try and repeat as champs.
100%, Dom. It's crazy how quickly the season's gone by. It feels like yesterday we were standing here during the Scarlet and Gray game, introducing the team, and now they're coming off another WCHL championship, and they get the 4 seed heading into the national tournament.
And that national tournament path, Bo, seems really interesting. I mean, it's a winnable bracket. You play either GCU or Grand Valley State in the first round after the first round bye, and then really it's kind of pick 'em. Afterwards, you can play Niagara, you can play really anybody on that side of the bracket, and then you also have the reseed in the semifinal as well. So you're seeing the highlights from a pair of seasons ago and last year at the national tournament. We're going to see if UNLV can do that once again, Bo, here coming up in a couple of weeks. Nationals starting next weekend out in St. Louis, Missouri. Once again, UNLV taking on Boise State. They're an NCAA or ACHA Division II opponent. They're soon to join the Pac-12 and all of their other athletic programs, the football program, the basketball programs. We mentioned just a brief moment ago as well. UNLV going 3-0 against Boise State in basketball this season, men's and women's basketball. But on the football field, not as lucky. You've been around for a lot of the Mountain West Championship games that UNLV and Boise State have played in. Obviously, Ashton Genty's come up from Boise, and now he plays here in Las Vegas for the Raiders. And some big news as well. Max Crosby going to the Ravens.
That is big news, Dom, especially for the city of Las Vegas. Obviously, 1 first-round pick in this coming draft, and then next year as well. So it'll be interesting to see what the Raiders can do with that pick, as they're in a little bit of a rebuild right now.
Yeah, I mean, with them expected to take Fernando Mendoza, it should be an exciting year of football at Allegiant Stadium for the Raiders and also UNLV. As we mentioned, Boise State going to the Pac-12. You'd like to think that the Mountain West, football-wise, runs through UNLV and Allegiant Stadium this upcoming season.
Right, that's the hope, Dom, and I believe that will be the case as well. I feel like Dan Mullen's got his head on his shoulders. He's a good coach, and hopefully he leads us to the promised land.
Yeah, I mean, he has Jackson Arnold coming in from the SEC at quarterback. He just got another 2027 commit at quarterback as well, bringing in a bunch of different transfers all throughout the offseason. Obviously, like you said, the promised land and hopes of winning the Mountain West Championship and also maybe getting a college football playoff bid. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be really cool, Dom. As the program, I don't believe we've ever made it to the college football playoff. So for us to take that next step, it will not be easy, but I'm hoping to see it happen next year.
So we'll have to see what happens next year in the Mountain West football landscape. We're going to step away for the opening ceremonies here on Heroes Night at City National Arena, then Boise State and UNLV will get going.
Equipment managers Anthony Napolitano with junior equipment assistant Ashley Stovall. Our team coaches is Dr. Byron Blasco. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to direct your attention to center ice for tonight's ceremonial function. First, we welcome Dr. Karen Morentek from Ireland Catholic Elementary School. Supported and empowered. Next, please welcome Jessica Fitzgerald. When she's not helping us here at City National Arena as part of our Revelation Girl, Jessica spends her days serving our community as an EMT. finally, we are honored to welcome members of the UNLV Police Department, Officer Damian Garcia and Officer Nate John. These officers are part of the police department still have to the state during the 2022 season. We thank them for their courage, service, and continued commitment to protecting our campus. And now, officers, coming up behind you, we have a special presentation. The Las Vegas FLP Foundation would like to present a plaque of appreciation to 2 UNLV police officers in recognition of their life-saving heroism during the tragic event that occurred on campus. Again, thank you for supplying our family officers. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to direct your attention to ceremonies. Tonight, we pause to honor the life of Engineer Kelly Kugelhoff of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, who tragically lost his life on February 25th in an off-duty traffic accident in Central Nevada. Engineer Kugelhoff served the Las Vegas community with honor, integrity, and dedication since 2002. Most recently assigned to Fire Station 6, he was a respected member of the department and friend to many. Tonight, we ask you to join us in keeping Engineer Rittenhoff's family, friends, and the entire Las Vegas Fire and Rescue community in your thoughts. Please join us for a moment of silence. Thank you. Now, Rebel fans, please remain standing and remove your hats for tonight's rendition of the national anthem. Here to sing the Star Spangled Banner, please give a warm welcome to Eileen Connor's Elementary School Choir, and presenting our national colors, we have the City of Las Vegas Department of Public Safety.
All right, in the opening ceremonies here on Hero Night, out of the way and all said and done. The teams disembark for their benches. Only a couple more things to do before we get the action going. First up, the starters for UNLV, Tristan Rand, Mason Kelly, and Dylan Jensen. The forward line on defense, Dylan Ford. Megan Roma spoke to him pregame. And the captain, Joey Carollo, and Luke Fundater, a Las Vegas native, holding down the blue paint for the Skate and Rebels. And then taking a look at Boise State and their starters. We're going to start from the back end and out. Logan Hensley in between the pipes for the Broncos. Solomon Wells and Riker Street on the blue line. And then you got Micah Crum, Tyler Hansen, and Jackson Howell on the forward lines
for Boise State.
Yeah, Dom. Jackson Howell, 22 years old, product of Boise, Idaho. He's got 27 goals in 23 games this year, 42 points. They're going to have to rely on their big guns, along with Tyler Hansen, Micah Crum, and defenseman Nick Smith, who's got 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 points in 20 games this year.
And the Boise State Broncos, once again, coming out of the Division II level for the ACHA. They're out of the Mountain West Collegiate Hockey League, so a bit of a play on the Mountain West from back in the day now is once again they're going out back to the new revived Pac-12 coming up. So we're all set to go. Jackson Howell's going to dig in opposite Mason Kelly at center ice, and we're underway here at City National Arena for Heroes Night in the penultimate game of the season before the Rebels head to the national tournament.
Yeah, Dom, as we work towards the national tournament here, it's going to be important down the stretch for the Rebels to take care of their own end. Just play simple hockey, keep those good habits rolling, as a week from today or 8 days from today, they'll be in St. Louis playing.
And I mean, like you said, you want to carry good habits in the Nationals. You want to respect any team that you're playing. It doesn't matter if this team is ACHA D2 or whatever you want to look at it as. You got to foster good habits, especially against teams that, I guess, if you want to really leverage a division level against them, that are a division below you.
Right, and for this Boise team, they're getting the opportunity to play against one of the best teams, ACHA Division I. They have that opportunity this weekend, so they're going to come out hungry, and they're going to look to make some noise.
Pretty even so far tonight. Here's Jackson Wyatt trying to dance through traffic, but he doesn't get through. Riker Street steers that back along. Charlie Masick, the WCHL Rookie of the Year, trying to steer that to the point. Now Nagra, D-to-D for Wyatt. He steers one towards the net, and it gets blocked out in front. Wyatt now leaves it for Band. Now Wyatt with a drive, save a rebound try, still making saves, and we'll have a whistle and a brief little dust up there. Riker Street getting tangled up with Caleb Strong, but great effort from Logan Hensley in the blue paint there to scramble and find that loose puck.
Yeah, Dom, some early action, some physicality there. I like it. It's going to be important for both teams. You want to stay smart, stay out of the penalty box. For the Rebels, you don't want to kill. You don't want to give Boise an opportunity to get into this game. And for Boise, you definitely don't want to put the Rebels on the power play.
Absolutely. Here's Zamaggio, sidesteps traffic. Up top to the point for Kuntz. Kuntz fires through traffic, and it gets blocked in front. Down low, Backel on the all-rookie first team, or all-rookie team, rather, for the WCHL this year. There's Dylan Kuntz. From the high slot, he shoots, blocked in front, directed towards the net, and skips just wide. Went off the body of Backel up in the slot. Now Mensch up top, DiMaggio. DiMaggio spins it point to point for Kuntz. He fires one from the top of the circle into the chest of Hensley. He'll hold for a whistle.
Yeah, big save there, Dom, by Hensley, and that says a lot about the Rebels and their future. 4 out of the 5 top scorers are freshmen this year, and like we mentioned in the pregame, 4 out of the 6 players on the all-rookie team have made such big impacts this year, and they will in the future as well.
And that's good if you want to reload and win a national title. If you're UNLV. Now the Rebels in their own end. Trying to wind up a breakout. And they'll hold behind their own net. That's Fundator once again in between the pipes for the Rebels. And that gets steered on the right wing boards for Estabrook. He finds it, dips the shoulder, feeds it to the slot. Doesn't get to the stick of Karaman. And that's kept in the zone briefly by Jackson Wyatt, but UNLV can't come away with possession. And that gets fed on. Net save made. It held for a whistle by Fundator.
Yeah, good to see Luke Fundator between the pipes tonight. I know it's been a long season for him as he's been the backup for the most part of the year, but just like any backup, when your number's called, you got to be ready, and so far so good for Fundy as he makes that first save.
And he has been ready this season, Bo. He's 3-0 in the times that he's made a start for UNLV. He got a pair of wins against San Diego State earlier this season on the road. So, to your point, Fundator's been ready.
He has been ready, and he is a good goalie. I remember practicing against him whenever we go in a shootout. I didn't want to go against Fundy, that was for sure.
And that's pivotal to be a good shootout netminder. The game does, in fact, go the distance. We've only seen a few shootouts here at City National Arena in recent years, not including the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage. Now some changes for both teams here. About 4 minutes gone in the first period. Still nothing. Shots are 5-1 in favor of UNLV. The Rebels gaining the zone. That's strong. You can't dance through traffic. And that gets played off the glass and out of the zone for DiMaggio. He swings that D to D for Kuntz. Return pass to DiMaggio. And now on the left wing side, fed to the middle of the ice for DiMaggio. Marty DiMaggio, fans on that shot. Settle down Kuntz. Here's Band. And DiMaggio with a drive. And save made by Hensley.
It's good to see DiMaggio back in the lineup, Dom. He's so pivotal for this team, especially on the back end.
Absolutely.
Just the way he moves up and down the ice, the way he defends and can hop in offensively and already making an impact tonight.
And DiMaggio really activates well on the rush, activates well on the offense. Something that was missed for sure in the last handful of games. And they're getting him back just in time for the national tournament.
Yeah, he's missed about a month of the season, Dom, and he's still top 5 in scoring on the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good look for sure. And it was a favorable schedule for UNLV. They had some off weekends mixed in there, so they didn't really miss him too much. It's Caleb Strong gives chase there, feeds it down low for Masick. Masick with it now. Keeps the line, harass, he dips it off for Corolla. He fires, and it goes through the slot. There's Ford. He plays it down on the half wall for Johnson. Bryce Johnson looking. He'll take it for a bit of a spin and leave it for Corolla, the captain. Now Ford, point to point. Feeds it to the slot, directed off the stick of Backel and right up into the netting right above us for a whistle.
I love that high slot look from Ford there to Johnson, who was ready down by the blue paint, because as a defender you don't really see it coming, and as a goalie it's moving one way, and then if Johnson can get a stick on that and redirect it towards the net, it's moving the other way, and it makes it really hard for those netminders to stop.
As Mensch fires from the top of the circle into the chest of Hensley, hold for another whistle.
Yeah, up front it looks like the Rebels have shifted some lines around. I don't know if it's because of injury or what's going on, but looking back to that line with Backel, Strong, and sorry, not Backel. Strong, Masick, and who was the third there? Anyway,
He's got another stoppage of play. I mean, you were kind of touching on it there, the youth movement, but there's a bit of a shakeup. And again, like, it's the end of the season. You want to kind of preserve as much as possible. As well as preserving, you also want to kind of see different looks.
Absolutely.
It's an exhibition game for both teams. Boise State wants to see where they're at. UNLV wants to see what kind of combos they can throw out there if they absolutely need to in the tournament. So it's beneficial for everybody. Great support by Johnson at the point. And now he takes it below the goal line, drives the net, and doesn't get it on. Backel picks up the rebound and fires it up to Wyatt. He gets over to Niagara, who fires and misses the net wide, and it rims around the wall and out of the zone. Wyatt will have to retreat.
Yeah, good look from Bryce Johnson there as he uses his size and his speed to get around the defender. He drives to the net and just puts it wide.
Now here comes Karaman. He gains his own, fires into the glove of Hensley. He'll hold for a whistle. 13-10 to go in this opening frame.
Yeah, Dom, the ice has definitely been tilted towards the Boise end, but they've done a good job so far these first 7 minutes of staying in this one.
Yeah, they're weathering the storm. Bending, not breaking, if you will. Now here's Karaman with it again. Karaman looking up top to Kuntz on the backhand. He pirouettes and plays it down low for Estabrook. Brady Estabrook misplays a puck for a moment, and that'll be a turnover. Here comes Boise State. That's Jackson Howell, hounded by Estabrook, and he can't get that one on net. Great back check by Brady Estabrook. And now Kuntz moving on in. He shakes off a check down below the goal line. His pass towards the slot doesn't get there. And now here's Dean. He loses an edge and can't play it through. And that gets sent into the protective netting as well, or once again, excuse me, by the Broncos.
Yeah, going back to that play with Estabrook, unfortunate turnover close to the blue line, but he's able to use his speed and get back and back check and take to the player with the puck off the puck, and that's so important, Dom, because you never know where that puck's going to bounce. So good play by Estabrook there to get back.
That's a great effort. I mean, it kind of rights the wrongs that were done up towards the blue line. And that's going to be offsides. Faceoff's going to come just outside the UNLV zone now.
Speedy line here with Rand, Kelly, and Jensen on the wing.
Very speedy. Now the Rebels on the right wing. That's White's rink wide to Rand on the tape. He's on the left wing. Drive the net. Centering try just through the wickets of White. And that gets sent off the wall and out of the zone. Arm raised on Fundator. And it'll be blown dead for an icing.
Heads up play there by Asher Whites as he jumps in the rush. Kind of acts as that fourth forward. They're high in the slot. And Rand makes the heads up play to pass it to him. And unfortunately, you can't find the back of the net, but a good opportunity for the Rebels.
Absolutely. The faceoff's going to be out to the right of Hensley. Faceoff's tied up, but Boise State's going to come away with possession. And now White's with it on the right wing. Asher White's pulls up and plays it down low for Kelly. Centering try for Jensen at a big stop there by Hensley. And he'll hold for a whistle. That was UNLV's best chance of the night so far.
That was, Dom, and that was a great stop by Hensley and also a great pass by Kelly. Those two, Kelly and Jensen, have played together before, obviously have good chemistry, and like you said, a good opportunity, maybe the best of the night so far for the Rebels.
UNLV with an opportunity to build off of that scoring chance. The offensive zone draw. Mastic comes away with possession out of the faceoff dot. And now here's Strong with it. Strong up to the point for Wyatt. Jackson Wyatt up top for Nagra, and it just trickles over the blue line. UNLV tags up the delayed offsides. Nagra still with it in his own end now. He'll spin away from pressure. He'll pivot and get a better look. Nagra is going to headman this rush through the neutral zone, dump it off to the right wing for Masick. Masick tried to snap it through traffic to get it to Strong, couldn't get there, but here's Ban. High slot, moving on in, fires, and misses the net high and wide. And now here's Masick. Sends it up top for Nagra. Nagra to Wyatt. He fires through traffic, and it gets tipped up and over the net. And now Nagra fires from the point off the skate of Band in front. And now Strong. Nagra spins away from pressure. Gets it over to Wyatt at the half wall. He'll go for a skate with it. Dumps it off for Nagra. He fires through traffic. Save made Hensley. And it's scooped out of the corner. briefly, but sent right back in by the Rebels.
Shots for the Rebels so far, Dom, but I'd say Hensley's been able to see most of those. So moving forward here, I want to see the Rebels get some bodies in front of the net and take away Hensley's eyes.
And they're trying to do that right now as Heath Mensch is parked out front.
Not easy when you're a forward down in front either, and that defenseman's just cross-checking you. And
Not at all.
you're kind of taking a beating down there, but if you want to score goals, sometimes you have to get dirty.
Got to get to the dirty areas of the ice. 9:38 to go. We're going to step away for our first media timeout of the night. UNLV and Boise State locked at zeros.
Vince Sapienza here with Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. Make sure you check out my show, Hockey in the Desert Weekly, the only show that highlights your 2025 ACHA National Champion Skating Rebels. From weekly highlights to features on players and staff, I sit down with a member of the Scarlet and Gray each and every week, so make sure you tune in to Hockey in the Desert Weekly every Wednesday at midnight right here on Fox 5 and throughout the week on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network.
Vince Sapienza of Fox 5 Las Vegas and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network promoting Hockey in the Desert Weekly, airing on Wednesdays. The only show locally covering your 2025 ACHA National Champion and 2026 back-to-back WCHL Champion UNLV Skating Rebels. That show can be found on Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network locally on Channel 5.2 or on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network YouTube channel.
Shout out Vince. He does such a good job of promoting the program and especially promoting the players.
Yeah, having players on every week. This Fun Dater freezes that puck. He has players on every single week. Does a lot of interviews with players and coaches even. Vince Sapienza has his family involved in the hockey community here in Las Vegas. So that's how you know that's near and dear to his heart.
Absolutely.
And once again, we're going to take a brief moment. We don't have the graphic up for you tonight, but the UNLV Skating Rebels are auctioning off these jerseys right now on 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey. Silent auction running until 7 p.m. on Sunday. So make sure to act fast and get your hands on these jerseys. Mensch fires one off the side of the cage. Good opportunity for one of the seniors that's going to be honored tomorrow night.
That was a good opportunity, Dom. And going back to those jerseys, I like these a lot. I think these might be my favorite specialty jerseys of the year.
Yeah, I think they're up there. They're definitely top three. The nice little cream color with the gray and red accents. Very slick centering try from Backwell for Kroller. Another try. Stick save made into the netting by Hensley. And a pair of good looks for the Rebels there.
Yeah, you're right, Dom. That was some good opportunity there for the Rebels. And Hensley standing tall between the pipes.
8:43 to go now. Shots are 14-2 in favor of the Skating Rebels through just over 11 minutes. And that pass is errant, but it goes on net. Hensley will keep the play going. And now that's deflected in. Here come the Broncos, firing from a sharp angle. Misses the net. Now played down low in the corner. The Broncos trying to get something going. And that gets swung rink wide around the wall for Karaman, who plays it softly for Estabrook. And now here comes Estabrook. Estabrook with it. He is hounded in the corner, and Boise State's going to come away with possession there. And unable to get it through traffic was Micah Crum.
Yeah, for the most part, play's been in the Boise end, and it's going to be important for the Rebels here. You don't want to forget about taking care of your own end as well, with maybe having a lot of time on attack down in the O-zone. I think the tendency would be to maybe be a little more lackadaisical in your own end, but hopefully that's not the case tonight.
Yeah, or maybe have more instances like a turnover at the blue line. And you don't want to have that. Anything can go in hockey. You give up a breakaway against a well-placed shot, will be a well-positioned goalie anytime, or most of the time, I should say. Here's DiMaggio with a drive, blocker save into the netting for a whistle.
Right, and on top of that, it's not easy for Fundator as well because he's seen 2 shots so far through 13 minutes, and he's not getting a ton of action down there, so it's going to be important for him as well to stay in this one.
I mean, you've seen more shots in warm-up so far than in the opening 13 minutes or so of this game.
That's for sure. Good take there by DiMaggio as he uses his body to get around the fender and gives the Rebels another scoring opportunity. Going back to that face-off, Dom, with Kelly, he's got a pretty unique stance. He like points his toes outward.
On his outside edge almost.
Maybe not how you teach it, but it seems to work pretty well for
number 46
exactly. Mason Kelly.
He's been a strong guy in the face-off dot for UNLV for some time over the last 3 seasons since he's been here. Now UNLV snapping it around. Whites fires into the chest of Hensley. It'll hold for another whistle.
Yeah, another good save there by Hensley. He could see that one the whole way. Don't want to make it too easy on him.
Now Band wins that face-off cleanly from Asic, who fires through traffic, tipped wide off the stick of Strong, it looked like. Now Masick, who catches an edge, you can't play that through, and we have a whistle for a hand pass. It looked like 6:17. It looked like it was on the clock, but we got 6:15 on the clock, I guess.
Looks like the Rebels are going to have a power play here, Dom. Nick Smith to the box. So good opportunity for them to get on the board here, and as the power play has been a little cold this season, 21%, which is what you want to see above that 20% threshold. But as far as UNLV standards, you'd like to see it maybe closer to 30, especially with some of the opponents we faced this year. But an opportunity nonetheless for the Rebels here to get on the board.
And it's going to be Nick Smith taking the minor tripping penalty. UNLV on the power play. And that gets directed out of the zone. And UNLV will have to recoil and try again. About a half minute already gone on the power play. And now Masick up top. Wyatt touched on for DiMaggio. Play to Johnson. He fires. Blocked in front, it looked like. And now Jackson Wyatt on the tape for Johnson. And Johnson sends it around the wall. Rand lets that one go for DiMaggio. Under a minute to go on the power play now for the Rebels. Masick out front, fires! Save made. It looked like it went into the trapper, or found its way to the trapper of Hensley.
Some good edge work there by Masick as he's able to spin his body and put himself right in Broadway there in front of Hensley. And he wasn't able to find the back of the net, but
looking like Connor Garland.
Yeah, Connor Garland, now a Columbus Blue Jacket.
The NHL trade deadline passed today at noon Pacific time. Garland, one of the deadline deals, and now here's Mensch fires off the cuff of the trapper of Hensley. Now Backel to Strong. Now to Nagra. Nagra fires through traffic into the trapper of Hensley, who will hold for a whistle.
Yeah, it seems like this unit's focus is more to get pucks on net, pucks through. Where compared to the last unit, it seems like they're kind of looking for that backdoor pass. But like we've mentioned, Dom, you want to take Hensley's eyes away.
and he was able to see that one the whole way.
And UNLV hit the 20-shot mark already. They're trying to find their first goal of the night. Now Strong to bench. Now Nagra to Strong. He looks back to Nagra. High slot. He fires off the high glass behind the net. Boise State back to full strength now. Here's Backel with it to bench. Return pass. Backel. He shoots. Tipped up and away from danger. Backel hops on his own rebound in the corner. Now to Nagra. Touched on Backel. Top of the circle. Return pass Nagra. Gets tipped away, and Boise State will direct it out of the zone, and they'll get a rush going themselves on the left wing side. The Broncos that still keep possession, but they can't find their man in the slot there. Nick Littman is driving the soft area of the ice for the Broncos. Heath Mensch having a tag up with Jensen on the delayed offsides for the Rebels, and they do. And Hensley came out of the net there. He thought it was a delayed penalty, it looked like. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Me neither, Dom. It was interesting there with 4 forwards on that power play unit, 1 defenseman. After the power play expired, nobody really got back to help out Niagara there on defense, and Boise kind of had an opportunity to get down the ice.
Once again, also Bo, I mean, Boise State back to full strength. That was a pretty solid kill by the Broncos to open up this game.
Yeah, it was, Dom. I don't think the Rebels made it too hard on him, but Hensley is continuing to just make the simple saves. That's what he's going to need to do if he wants to keep the
And that's
the
what
team in it
Hensley
tonight.
Hensley has been making some good saves, but you keep mentioning it too as well. Just he hasn't really had a tough night. He's been seeing a lot of these shots through, all the way through to the net.
Yeah, he has been, Dom.
So that faceoff is going to be out to the left of Hensley. And that gets blocked away into the netting for a whistle. It's a pretty long first period.
Yeah, it has been long, for sure. 3:10 left here.
Already 38 minutes past the hour, local time. 39 minutes past the hour now, local time. It's been a very long opening frame so far here at City National Arena. Here's Jensen with a chance off the post. He tries again and misses the net. That's nightmare fuel for Dylan Jensen. Right on the doorstep. Corolla with a drive, misses wide. UNLV ever so close to breaking through and scoring their first of the night. But Jensen can't beat the post on the first try.
Great opportunity there for Jensen to find the back of the net. It was a little bit of a rolling puck, and those can be challenging. It looked like the way his body was positioned, he didn't have a great whack at it. So, well, that is nightmare fuel, Dom, and he's going to want it back for sure. Taking the right steps so far. Hopefully we can find one here in the next 2:38.
Shots are 23-2 in favor of the Rebels. It's been quite some time since Boise State's last shot on goal. And UNLV with possession off the faceoff in the offensive zone once again. Here's Dylan Kuntz to DiMaggio. He looks, he fires into the chest of Hensley. He'll hold for a whistle.
Yeah, another shot he saw the whole way, and you know, this time of year, Dom, I'm not sure how it works for Division II, but you do not want to catch a hot goalie as you work your way towards playoffs. That could be detrimental to any sort of playoff run you're hoping to make.
UNLV keeps it in the zone and directed down low as we approach the final pair of minutes in this opening frame. Now Karaman on the tape. He's looking, dances through the slot. He fires it towards the back post. Hensley was swimming for a moment. No one home though, under 2 to go. What a drive from the right wing dot. It was Estabrook, and Hensley holds for a whistle there.
Yeah, some pretty good puck movement there from the Rebels as they're just making the simple plays around the zone. Henley looks like he's pretty exhausted there as he's seen 25 so far.
25 shots on goal in the opening 20 minutes. Very busy opening frame as Jackson Wyatt's wrister gets deflected up into the netting.
You know, Dom, I'm impressed with the way both teams are playing so far.
Yeah.
I think the Rebels, they're playing good hockey along with the Broncos, so it's not going to be easy for the Rebels tonight just to walk into this one and come away with the win.
Exactly, Boise State not making it easy. Mensch with a stick lift to back goal in the slot. He rolls off of back goal stick. Mensch with another drive, pad save, and Hensley freezes play. I placed the goal stick over the puck near his pad.
The Broncos will get some fresh bodies out here as they've been hemmed in their own end now for the last little while.
91 seconds to go. Now UNLV in their own end as we approach the final minute of play in this first period. Shots are 27-2. Still scoreless. And now back goal gets tripped up. No arm raised on the official. Arm raised on the linesman though as that comes the other way for an icing with under a minute to go in the first now.
Interesting no call there, Dom. I thought that was a blatant trip.
Very interesting. I mean, they called a similar penalty earlier in the period that gave UNLV's only power play of the night so far, but officials decided to let him play. Now here's Oliver Band with it. Try to steer it down low for Masick. He picks it up. He spins it towards the left wing, but no one was home. Pitched back down low by Carollo. Strong with the outstretched stick, couldn't play it. And now Masick from the right wing corner to Band. Touch back over to Masick. And now here's Carollo from the point. Fires, blocked in front and cleared out of the zone with 30 seconds to go. Now UNLV with it, with about 15 seconds to go now. Here's Band on the left wing. He can't play it through traffic. And now Masick can't play it behind him with final seconds coming off the clock. And Kuntz gets stapled to the wall as the horn sounds. 0-0 through 20 minutes. And Dylan Jensen hitting the post earlier on in the middle frame, or the first frame, is why we stay at 0-0. Going to step away for a quick break. UNLV and Boise State continue to do battle. Coming up.
0-0 after one period, 27-2. The shots in favor of UNLV. I'm here with defenseman Dylan Kuntz. Dylan, kind of spent a majority of the time in that offensive zone. What can you guys do better to kind of get it past the goaltender?
We just got to take his eyes. Doing too much perimeter shots right now. We just got to get in the house and then just bury one.
And then how important is it going to be getting bodies to the net and making it uncomfortable for the goalie?
Big time, yeah. This goalie's really showing out tonight, and the way to beat him is just try to get his eyes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Zoe, we'll send things over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Kyle. Yeah, not a lot going on in this first period. Score is still 0-0. However, we got to highlight Boise's goalie, Logan Hensley, number 30, as he faced 27 shots that last period. But like Kuhn said, they just got to stop shooting from outside the perimeter and get it focused in for this next period. Dom and Bo, back over to you.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you, Kyle. And thank you all for sticking around through the intermission. UNLV and Boise State locked at 0 through 20 minutes. The Rebels 0 for 1 on the power play. Some key shot placement. And for Boise State, get more chances. And Bo, that's pretty indicative of the shots on goal through 20, as you see. I mean, it's 27-2.
Yeah, 100%, Dom. 27-2. That's just unreal, to be honest. And I think, well, we had a lot of shots on goal. We didn't have a ton of high-scoring opportunities. Yes, we did have a few chances in front, down low, but some adjustments potentially for the Rebels here in the second. More traffic in front. Turn it up a notch. You're the better team here. Come out fire in this period. Set the tone early. And for Boise, you need to be able to break the puck out a little bit cleaner. Have your defensemen find the forwards on the sidewall. Chip pucks out. Do what you need to do to find some open ice.
UNLV getting some traffic in front there. That was Mason Kelly tipping that one over the net towards the high glass for a brief moment. UNLV in the cream-colored jerseys, the Specialty Heroes Night jerseys. Up for auction right now at 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey. That auction ends Sunday night. So if you visit that link, 32auctions.com/Rebel Hockey, once again, you'll be able to get your hands on one of these jerseys if you win the auction. And a good chance there for the Broncos, but no shot on goal to come of it. Here's Tristan Rand looking. He takes it below the goal line. That gets played up to Carollo. Joey Carollo, D-to-D. It's Nagra with it. Nagra fires. Save made Hensley, and now Nagra's still with it. And White with a drive. Another save made by Hensley. UNLV with 29 shots on goal now in the game. Now here come the Broncos, and that pass off the stick. And now here comes Strong. Steps it to the slot and doesn't get there. The net comes off its moorings. That was Strong going to the right wing post. And that was a great chance there for Boise State. It was Ryan O'Loughlin. But the puck just goes off of his stick entering the zone.
Yeah, some good opportunities there for the Broncos. And credit to Nagra and Corolla for using their feet and their wheels to get back and put some pressure on those guys on those odd man rush opportunities. And even there, Dom, when we were in the O-zone for that little short period of time, we had more bodies in front. There were two guys in front. You're going to want to score goals tonight. That's what you're going to have to do.
And they're seemingly listening to the keys provided as Nagra fires, and that gets tipped in front of the chest of Hensley. So once again, bodies in front, trying to prevent Hensley from seeing any shot to go through. And Boise State ices the puck.
Yeah, moving forward here, Dom, the Rebels, well, they're the better team in this game. You need to be smart here. Like we touched on in the first period, take care of your own blue lines. Don't turn the puck over at the blue line because, like we just saw, that gives them an opportunity to go down the ice, go the other way. And
yeah, I mean, we've seen so many goals scored on broken plays across all levels of hockey. As we have mentioned with a drive, they score. And that's a pretty patented play there for the Rebels. A low to high play. And Heath Mensch, one of the seniors, finds Twine for UNLV's first goal of the night.
Yeah, good play there by him to find open ice, and great play by Bryce Johnson to have his head up and make the pass. And on the Boise side, a little bit of a defensive breakdown there with Heath Bench wide open in the slot. That cannot happen.
You never want to let guys get to the soft area of the ice like that without at least getting a body on them or a stick on them or something like that. And you were a defenseman, Bo. That's how it goes. You would expect if you're covering someone below the goal line, you want to make sure if you're like, hey, I'm chasing below the goal line, that's on the center to come down, collapse, and get a body on that guy.
100%, Dom. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's on the center, and it's on that other weak side defenseman to communicate there. And so, yeah, I got him. I'm picking up him. Or maybe you got the other guy backdoor. But nonetheless, good play by the Rebels there to put one on the board.
We saw Bryce Johnson there as well. He meant business. He was going to skate right back to the face-off circle. Instead of doing the handshake line by the bench, the flyby, but he ended up joining back with his teammates.
Nice keep at the blue line there from Kuntz.
Now Kuntz fires, and that gets blocked in front, and it skips out of the zone. And now here's Kuntz with it, stepping in, gives it off on their wing. There's Mensch, the lone goal scorer so far tonight. Now Backel up top. And now back over. A shot from the right wing circle is saved. That was Carollo.
Yeah, and even in these first few minutes, Dom, it really seems like the Rebels have picked the pace up a little bit. Maybe during intermission they said, hey, boys, that was a good first period. No harm done, but now it's time to lock in and start burying.
No harm, no foul. I mean, you escape the period tied. That's what you at least want to do. You don't want to be down.
Of course.
I mean, the same can be said about Boise State. The amount of saves that were made by Logan Hensley. As they'll fire, it gets blocked in front. Friendly fire for the Broncos, and Dean was head man in that rush. Looked like he had Carollo for a moment. Fires, and a save made by Hensley. Excuse those camera blips there. He didn't miss much. 31 shots on goal for UNLV.
Yeah, good chance for the Rebels there, and Dean was able to use his wheels, get up ice. Him and Karaman were down on a 2-on-1, and Hensley again with the save.
And by not a lot of hockey experience, Bo, I saw a bit of daylight there between the defenseman and Karaman. If I was Dean, I definitely want to try to snap that through the triangle to get it to Karaman and maybe spring him onside for a breakaway.
100%, Tom. I saw that too.
But smart hockey. Smart hockey. You don't want to turn it over on the blue line on a rush like that.
That's right. Nonetheless, no harm, no foul.
There's a reason why Dean's out there and I'm over here.
Yeah, me too.
Handful more, but, you know, it is what it is.
That's right. Looks like a heavy blow there along the boards.
It looks like it was Dean down for a moment. It looks like he got back to the bench. I hope he's okay. As Asher Whites is under pressure from Micah Crum. Boise will get changed up.
Well, Whites is just a freshman, Dom. I feel like he settled into this program very well. He's a really good skater. He uses his wheels. He can get outside, and that really helps the Rebels, you know, break the puck out, or maybe even he can just break it out himself.
Oh, for sure. Now Nagra. To Wyatt. Jackson Wyatt now to Kelly. Kelly with it. Under pressure on the left wing. Steers it up for Wyatt. Down low, there's Kelly. Feeds it to the slot. No one home there. Jensen was the closest Rebel near that puck. Jensen had the near miss in the first period, ringing it off the post and then missing an open net on the second chance opportunity.
Yeah, and that was a good defensive play by him as he's going right through Laughlin's hands there. He takes the body, gets the puck, keeps the pressure on for the Rebels.
Now here's more pressure moving on in. Here's Ban, forehand, backhand, save made by the goal pad of Logan Hensley. Oliver Ban with a great chance in all alone on the Boise State netminder, but the Broncos goalie stands tall. And that gets lifted over the head of DiMaggio for an icing with 14:03 to go.
Yeah, with this Bronco group on the ice right now, they've been out there for a while. I'm a little surprised to see that the Rebels didn't change to get fresh bodies on the ice, but obviously they like the matchup here. And
like the speed aspect.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right now, they win the draw. It's a good start. Strong feeds it towards the slot. Backhand try, they score. And the WCHL Rookie of the Year, Charlie Masick, adds to the Rebels' lead, 2-0.
No surprise there, Dom, and that just starts with winning the draw. Snaps it back, goes to the net, good things happen.
I believe Masick was the center in that face-off. There may have been Oliver Ban, but regardless, I mean, it was one straight back to Strong. Masick driving the net, and he gets rewarded. And now here's Kuntz. Doing it himself, trying to jam it on the doorstep, and that gets found by Hensley. Old for a whistle.
Nice play by Kuntz there. He's able to walk the blue line, use his feet, gets outside, drives to the net. Easy peasy. If I'm Boise right now, you're starting to question things. You really need to take care of your own end here. You don't want it to get to 3-0. Find some momentum here. Maybe big hit, shot on goal. Maybe try and draw a penalty. Try and get things going here. Throw the Rebels off their game.
A big hit might be their best bet. The UNLV is still a physical team. There's a shot on goal. Fielded by Fundator there, so that's Boise's third shot on net of the night. And now, I mean, they have some zone time here. Yeah, here comes UNLV up the other end. That's Mensch, one of the goal scorers. He opened up the scoring. Here's Carrillo from the slot. He fires. Save made by Hensley. And now kept in the zone. That's Carrillo. He fires, and save made by Hensley with a whistle. 12:47 to go in the second.
Couple of good opportunities there from Carrillo. That first one he activates, joins the rush, has a good shot on goal, and then another shot on goal there from the point.
Now Jackson Wyatt from the point. Slides it over for Karaman. And that gets spun down low. And played up and out of the zone by the Broncos. Wyatt with it in neutral ice. Swings it over for Nagra. And that's a bad turnover for Nagra, but Wyatt's there for support to put out the fire there in front of Fundator. That gets chipped in by the Broncos. Nagra is there behind the net. And he'll wind it up himself and play it through neutral ice. No one home. Shane Dean back out there for the Rebels. Looks like he took a pretty big hit along the wall in front of the UNLV bench earlier in the frame. He's back out there.
Good to see him back on the ice here, Dom. And it looks like Boise's forecheck is pretty relaxed. Just kind of let the Rebels walk out of the zone clean.
And it could be by design, speed-wise. UNLV has looked like a bit of a faster team than Boise State, so maybe you don't want to get caught deep in the offensive zone on the forecheck and have UNLV beat you with 1 or 2 passes out of the zone, and then next thing you know, it's a 3-on-2 the other way.
Great point, Dom.
There's a pair of players tied up in the corner. They disembark. And now Kuntz in neutral ice, going for a skate with it. DiMaggio. It's tipped in by Dean. He'll get changed up. Jensen whacks that along from below the goal line. Rand fires a rink-wide feed off the stick of Kelly. He toe picks there on the far side half wall and plays it down low. Jensen trying to play it through. And now Kuntz takes a bump, keeping the puck in the zone. And now here comes Boise State on the left wing. They'll start it out, play it off the scorer's table. And that gets poked away by Rand twice, but not thrice.
It's like Kelly maybe needs to change his plays there. That's the second time in that shift he's toe picked.
I believe he has, we have a collision at the scorer's table there. And a stoppage immediately.
Looks like it's going to be an interference call.
DJ Graslenski went into the board. So interference, you're right, Bo. I believe it's going to be on Tristan Rand. We're going to see exactly who is posted.
Well, like we just touched on, Dom, this is the opportunity that Boise's been looking for.
Exactly.
They're on the power play now. You can get the game within 1. Just make the simple plays, get pucks to the net, take away Fundator's eyes.
So it is Tristan Rand, 2 minutes for interference. So Boise State on the man advantage for the first time tonight. Now Carollo sends that one rink wide and down the length of the ice. Already just over 30 seconds gone on the power play. That shot misses wide. That was Jackson Howell.
Yeah, that
now about a minute ago.
Not a good look there from Howell. You get a pretty clean zone entry, and then you fire it on net. You end up missing that, and it's just a clean zone exit for the Rebels. If I were Howell, enter the zone, maybe throw the brakes on, look to set up some sort of power play, and then you go from there.
Then they ice the puck right after.
Right.
So 55 seconds to go on the Rand interference minor penalty. So now here come the Broncos.
Good stick by Ford there. He's able to send that one up to Jensen, and Rebels clear the zone, no problem.
30 seconds to go on the power play for the Broncos. Not much going, as we mentioned, for Boise State on the man advantage, as they just tipped that one in. But no one there, no one home on the dump and chase on the power play. And now here comes Brady Estabrook. He's tied up, and that'll be a penalty.
It's like
it's a penalty shot. Oh, we haven't seen one of these in a while. So Brady Estabrook with a penalty shot here for UNLV, the second to last game of the season. So we'll see what the freshman can do in motto y motto.
Kind of makes me think of Canada and the Olympics, Dom, when Celebrini got the opportunity in IHF. Obviously, rules are a little bit different where you can pick your shooter. Celebrini, being the 19-year-old kid he is, didn't know that. Ends up still getting the nod and finding the back of the net. But good opportunity here for Estabrook to make something happen and extend the lead.
Brady Estabrook and Logan Hensley one-on-one with a penalty shot. Estabrook swings out to the left wing, moving on in with speed. puts a couple moves on, he scores. Brady Estabrook gets the best of Logan Hensley on the penalty shot. UNLV goes up 3-0.
Great move by Estabrook there. He comes in the zone kind of slow and then turns the jets on, throws off Hensley, makes one move from his backhand to his forehand there, and he's able to beat him 5-hole.
Would that still be a shorthanded goal?
That's a good question. I was thinking the same thing.
Penalty shot. I'm not sure if that's still a shorthanded goal.
Could ask ChatGPT, they might know.
So 9 seconds to go on the Tristan Rand penalty. UNLV now has as many goals as Boise State has shots on goal. And we got a Crick Angel number up there. 33 shots, 3 goals for UNLV. So 3-3-3.
Shout out Gildy.
Yeah, shout out Ryan Gilder, the old color commentator. Departed in the middle of last season to go work at Fox Sports. And he's doing pretty well. I've seen him a few times.
He is doing well. It's funny. Every time he's in town, I just happen to bump into him. Last time I was at my apartment, he said the same thing. And it's good to see Gildy doing well. Obviously, you guys had a pretty good connection there. So as we age, Dom, we're kind of turning the page here into the next chapter here. And it's cool to see Gildy at Fox now doing what he loves to do.
Exactly.
And
UNLV hockey fosters good people.
That's right, we do.
So Bryce Johnson posted for a penalty. We didn't exactly get the signage there. Boise State, though, on the 5-on-3 man advantage. And now 5-on-4 for a pair of minutes. And they're snapping it around the zone. Fired from the point, blocked in front by Kelly. Cross-checking on Bryce Johnson, so back-to-back power plays for the Broncos. And they're working it around the zone. One-time drive, blocked in front by DiMaggio, it looks like. Knee fans on the clearing attempt.
Way better job so far by the Broncos to move the puck around. They're getting traffic down in front. Well, they haven't maybe found Fundator. The puck hasn't found Fundator yet. They've had some good looks.
From the left wing, dot fired short side off the side of the cage. Late penalty upcoming on the Broncos. And they touch up. Or it's a late penalty on the Rebels again.
It's going to be a cross check.
No
on
extra
DiMaggio.
attacker for the Broncos. Hensley stayed in the net this time. So it looks like UNLV is going to be short 2 men.
Yeah, they will be for 56 seconds here. And
cross-checking is a call. Looks like it's going to be on Mario DiMaggio.
And good opportunity.
So a pair of cross-checks.
Good opportunity, Dom, for the Broncos to get back in this game. And the same thing for the Rebels. As they move towards the national tournament here a week away, you're getting those 5-on-3 looks that you might see in the national tournament. So it's good to get a little practice here as we're just a week away from the big dance.
Absolutely. Back-to-back cross-checking minor penalties. Bryce Johnson and Mario DiMaggio each sitting in the box. So once again, 5-on-3 for about 30 seconds now. Boise State trying to snap it around the offensive zone and get something started. They've already doubled their shot total, and a great chance there on the doorstep for Ryan O'Loughlin. Just rolled off of his stick, and here's Masick shorthanded. He puts the brakes on at the goal line. With about 10 seconds to go, he fires and misses the net wide. And now the initial minor penalty on Bryce Johnson ends. So about a minute to go on the DiMaggio cross-checking minor and for the Boise State man advantage. And that was a great try to get it to Jackson Howell, who was driving the soft part of the ice. And now here are the Broncos. Fires, shoulder save, and squeezed tight by Fundator.
Good save by Fundator. I think that's been his toughest test tonight so far. As that catches him up in the collarbone, it looks like a pretty uncomfortable spot for a goalie to take a puck.
Oh, yeah.
Not one that you want to take for sure, but Fundator wears that one, and Rebels have 45 seconds left on the kill here. 5:55 left in the second period.
So the proof's in the numbers Bo, you've touched on it once. I've touched on it once with how good Boise State's looked since these series of power plays have come up, and they've already eclipsed their shot total for the first period just on those man advantages.
Yeah, you're right, Dom. And I like how Boise just transitions really quickly there. That while the puck got iced, they were able to go back in their own end, pick it up, get up ice quickly as there wasn't much time left on the penalty kill. And now Estabrook with an opportunity.
Estabrook fires, save made on the short side. Try for Estabrook by Hensley. Hensley takes the advantage there. Estabrook is the latest goal scorer on the penalty shot. And that gets poked right into the Boise State bench. That was Solomon Wells trying to gain the zone 2 seconds ago on the DiMaggio penalty. And a good note for Solomon Wells. He's rocking the Easton S17.
I saw that in warm-ups, Dom. I pointed that out to Kyle Sparrow, and I said, wow, that stick's about as old as you are, Sparrow. I don't even know when that came out. It had to have been late 2000s,
I
maybe
think so.
2010s.
Jerome McGinley used to use that, I believe.
Yeah, it's almost it's so old it is cool now, like kind of that vintage swag that we're starting to bring back.
There's a loose puck out in front. Fundator knifes it away from danger, and Karaman picks it up in stride, and he'll head man it up. UNLV back to full strength.
Good poke check by Fundator there.
And now DiMaggio, fresh out of the penalty box, gains the zone. He pulls up at the point, tried to feed it back post, but couldn't get there. Looked like it was Karaman driving back post there.
Well, that wasn't a great pass by DiMaggio. That was a really good play. When he gets into the zone, he just throws the brakes on. That shows great poise.
And Backel hustles to that loose puck, and he can't dance through the defender. Backel finds it again and one-hands it up to Kuhn to the blue line, and he can't fire that through traffic, and it gets cleared out of the zone.
Got to be careful there with that backhand pass. Looks like Backel wasn't even ready for it.
Now DiMaggio, the back goal. It goes off his backhand, and he finds it again. It takes a huge hit, but he stands his man up at the bench. No worse for wear as we have a whistle. That was Brandon Doville and Luke Backel coming together, but Backel looking like Ashton Genty there, trucking him.
Nice, Tom. Yeah, he did, and Backel's a thick guy. And he stood his ground there.
Backel, one of the freshmen on the all-rookie team for the WCHL this season.
Good player and a good pickup for the Rebels.
Absolutely, and he had that viral goal against Oregon a few months ago at this point. The behind the back goal, Backel gets stood up there. So Backel, guess, is part of the latest example of hockey giveth, hockey taketh. He stands his man up the first engagement, and the next time, not so lucky.
Yeah, he gets right back on his feet, though, and makes the play.
Very tough kid. I mean, against Arizona State a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago at this point, rather. He's mixing it up with Cade Olson. Wasn't afraid to throw some jabs in there. And we have a stoppage of play. It's going to be another cross-check on UNLV, it looks like. Going to see who's going. And it will be on UNLV. We're going to see who's posted, but Boise State with another power play opportunity. And it's going to be on Charlie Masick. So 3 straight cross-checking penalties on the Rebels, giving way to another man advantage for Boise.
Yeah, and they're going to have to be careful down the stretch here at the national tournament. You can't give other teams multiple power plays, especially multiple power plays per period.
Yeah.
And when you're playing against a Liberty or a Maryville or an Adrian, those players are going to be able to capitalize. And that could really take you out of the tournament and take you out of the game.
Maryville, the latest addition to the NCAA Division I ranks.
Good for them.
As announced earlier this week.
Linesman takes that one in the chest.
He wore that one. Now fired through traffic and blocked in front off the skate of Micah Crum. And fired through traffic. Save made. Fun Dater. Loose puck in the slot. Softly tapped away by Asher Whites.
Good play by Whites to throw that one into the corner there. When it's a scram in front like that, Dom, I think the smart play is just get it out of there. Get it to the corner, out of harm's way. And I liked what I was seeing from the kill there. It looked like it was next man up. One guy pinched, another guy covered. The puck moved over to the side, same thing. Another guy slid over. It was cool to see.
We approach the final 75 seconds of this period. Just over 30 to go as on the power play as that puck gets tipped up into the netting. So 32 seconds on the Charlie Mastic cross-checking minor. A minute 14 to go in this middle frame between Boise State and UNLV. Senior night's tomorrow night. That'll wrap up our broadcast season before the Skating Rebels head over to St. Louis as they look to actually defend in the national tournament their title that they won last season.
It's not going to be easy, Dom, but I feel like this is the group that can do it. You have a great goaltender in between the pipes in Doug Wakeland. You have a ton of good young guys, rookies, who have been huge for the program. And you have some veterans who have been there, who have experienced losing in the national championship and winning. So they know what it's like. It's not going to be easy, but I'm hoping to see the Rebels get it done.
Absolutely. And all the senior group obviously has been around the last 4 national title runs that UNLV has had as we approach the final 30 seconds and some change in this middle frame. Jackson Wyatt, Dylan Ford, DiMaggio fires off the rush, fed out to the slot, and it gets steered away from traffic. And we have a pair of bodies hit the ice, and here comes Boise State the other way. In the final 20 seconds, Rand gaps his man, and that gets sent out to neutral ice. And Rand with speed. With 10 seconds to go, he's moving on in and dips the shoulder below the goal line. He gets canceled out. 5 seconds to go, up to the point, D to D. Here's Carollo from the top of the circle, fires into the trapper, and that's the horn. So through 20 minutes, UNLV leads 3-0. Brady Estabrook scoring the latest goal on a penalty shot. So we'll see how these final 20 minutes or more shakes out between Boise State and UNLV when we come back.
Well, we're coming in 3-0 after that second period. 2 goals by Charlie Masick and Heath Mensch, and 1 penalty shot by Brady Estabrook. You can tell there was a lot more momentum in that second period compared to the first. Now let's toss it over to you, Kyle, see what you got.
I'm here with forward Charlie Masick. Talk to me about that goal. Kind of had a wide open net.
Yeah, me and Stronger kind of saw in the last face-off that their center wasn't tying me up on a win, so I told them next draw I'm going to go right below them to the net, and we kind of worked out. They didn't stay with me, and I had a wide open lane to the net, and I just had to finish it off. So.
And then obviously 0-0 after 1, 3-0 after 2. What was kind of the message going into the second period?
Yeah, the message was just to like get inside. A lot of those shots were outside. We made that goalie look too good. So the message was just get inside the dot, stop shooting from the perimeter, and go to work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dom and Bo, we'll send it back up to you guys.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Zoe. And thank you all for sticking through 40 minutes with us. Through 40, UNLV leads 3-0. We have a carryover minor penalty, 2-minute minor on Tristan Rand. So Boise State starting on the power play, their 4th attempt of the night. Some keys. Boise gets physical. Also put some more shots on. Take advantage of the power play here. UNLV stay disciplined, which they didn't at the end of the period because they're starting on the PK. But nonetheless, we'll try and, we'll see what they can do.
Right, Dom. To add to those points, for sure Rebels need to stay out of the box. You can't be going to the box 4, 5, 6 times a game. It's not going to work out in the long run. And for Boise, find the back of the net here. Mix it up a little bit. Get some pucks through. Get some bodies in front. See if you can get yourself back in this hockey game.
Unsportsmanlike on Tristan Rand. And as you said, we'll see if we'll get a goal from Boise here on this man advantage. We'll have to wait a brief moment as that play is blown off sides.
I like how Whites is right there on that forward entering the zone. He doesn't give him any time and space, goes right to him, puts him into the boards. Ultimately, the play was blown offside, but good defensive play by Whites to start this third period.
You saying Asher Whites' praises earlier in the broadcast of how smooth of a skater he is, and he showed it there as well.
Absolutely, he did, Dom.
It's already about 40 seconds gone on the Rand minor penalty as that gets lifted out of the zone down the length of the ice.
Easy clear there for the Rebels, and that should take off about 10 more seconds on this man advantage for the Bronx, at least. Looks like the second unit's going to get an opportunity here to get things going.
Now, in our minutes ago, we'll see if Boise can utilize this 45 seconds now and some change to try and get something started. UNLV killing some time, puck ragging behind their own net.
Yeah, I like that play from Carollo as he just kind of brings the puck back into their own end. Even though they're on the kill, it takes a little time off the clock. However, you have to be careful when you do that because the puck's in your end. You don't want to turn it over and give Boise an opportunity. But fortunately, the Rebels did not there, and they were able to clear it. Should be the end of this man advantage for the Broncos.
About 10 seconds to go on this power play for Boise State to open this third period of play, and absolutely nothing was going.
Now on another good defensive play by Kuntz at the blue line. He's not giving the forward any time and space. He's right there, pokes the puck away. And here comes Masick.
Now neutral ice, Boise State knifes it along. Now on their own end, here's UNLV. Now Mensch, a back goal, rink wide feed, tic-tac-toe. Jackson Wyatt taps it home on a beautiful feed from Bryce Johnson.
Yeah, Dom, beautiful to say the least, and that's another defenseman who can use his wheels to his advantage as he just did. Makes the right play. You can see here. Looks like Heath Mensch there, kicks it to the middle, to the side, then Wyatt goes to the net, stick on the ice, ends up burying. Now it's 4-0 Rebs.
A great passing display from UNLV there. And now here comes Howell, fires, save made. Fundator, and he'll freeze the puck. So UNLV up 4-rip now with 16:57 to go in the third. Once again, senior nights tomorrow night, the final broadcast of the season.
Yeah, that'll be an emotional game for a lot of players and family members, as it's the end of an era for a lot of these seniors. I don't believe many of them are going to be going on and playing in the next level, at the next level, but you know, when you're that little kid, this is what you dream of, playing college hockey, and for it to be coming to an end, it's going to be hard for some of these players. Happy at the same time, hopefully, though.
Yeah. And everyone skating away with a national title to their name as well. As that puck gets stuck on the back of the net. And those players forever a part of history with this program, taking home the first national championship just about a year ago.
Yeah, it's cool to see where this organization has been and now where it is. When
Exactly. Jackson White with a drive that's shouldered away. And we'll play on. Carollo will go for a skate with it. He's looking. Carollo down low. He's taking it almost for a complete lap at this point.
Quick hot lap for Captain Carollo.
And now here's Wyatt looking for his second. He fires. Stick save made by Logan Hensley. But you mentioned it, Bo, last time out. Just the way this program has grown in the last 7 years or so is remarkable. And the things that they've been able to do and the recruits they've been able to bring in, the fan base they've been able to bring in, the steps of broadcast has been able to take, the steps of media, the social media has been able to take, graphic design, everything, photography is very, very remarkable. This program
100%.
has grown a lot.
100% Dom.
And now here's a shot from Dean and save made in tight by Hensley.
And to add to that
the
point,
Broncos.
it takes a village too. There's so many people involved, like you mentioned. And it's been amazing to watch this program grow. You've been such a big part of this broadcast team. And it's been an honor really to do this with you and to ride your coattails here.
I appreciate having you on, Bo. You former players straight to journalism. It's like the usual path.
Well, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be having this opportunity, so I can't express my gratitude enough to you, Dom.
And I'm thankful for your commitment. Here's Karaman firing. And it's blocked in front and skied out of the zone. Down the length of the ice. Arm raised on the linesman for an icing. 14:43 to go.
Boy, I might be getting emotional tomorrow night too when I see.
I'm definitely going to be emotional.
When I see some of my best friends, complete their dream. I'll be happy for them though. At the same time, it's been cool to watch everybody grow and, like we just touched on, bring this program to where it is today.
It'll be an emotional night for sure tomorrow. Here's Strong firing. This is high and wide. That's kept in the zone by DiMaggio, who swings it back over to Strong. Strong now. He fires. Blocker save made by Hensley. And that gets to the red line, but it's settled down by Kuntz. And now Ban leaves it for Masick. He fires through traffic. It gets tipped into the glass behind the net. Now here's DiMaggio. Shaking off pressure. He spins it in the zone, but gets played out.
Yeah, Dom, I really like this strong Masick band line, and I especially like that defensive pairing in DiMaggio and Kuntz. Both two reliable defensemen who can chip in offensively and break a game wide open.
That was Heath Mensch. He opened the goal scoring. He fired that one into the glove of Logan Hensley. Ethan Montgomery, the backup netminder for Boise tonight, has been really liking the music. He's been dancing since warm-ups, Bo. I mean, I saw him behind Logan Henley as that puck goes into the Broncos bench, and he's still emoting over here.
I love it. It
He's
looks
feeling
like
it.
He'd fit right in at a Vegas day or nightclub, maybe behind the DJ. You could sponsor that guy.
There we go. Little frat flick really quick as well. He's really feeling it.
Good for him. As a backup, you got to stay in the game somehow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you even see NHL goalies bust a move like Marc-Andre Fleury every now and again. You want to keep it professional as you are a professional, but you're human.
Yeah.
Right?
Humans like music.
That they do.
And a beautiful try behind the back backhand. Whistled wide, and now here's UNLV. That's off the kick plate, delayed off sides for Johnson, and he just touches it up in deep, and they're not happy about that. Backel pleading his case.
And it looks like that one's going to go to center ice. So a little bit of a break there for the Broncos as they avoid a draw in their own end. So we got 13:04 left in this game. Shots 39-9 in favor of the Rebels. 4-0 lead. Hoping to add on to that here.
We have another stoppage. Ethan Montgomery emoting again.
It's like Coach almost
He's got a
took
good
that
emote
puck.
wheel.
Yeah,
He's got a good emote wheel. A little bit of a head bob. Just feeling it, just chilling with the mask on.
Just got to feel the music down. That's really what it comes down to. Whether it's a good head nod or maybe a good flick like you mentioned.
Yeah. Why not give it a go? Big pad save there for Hensley. And now here come the Broncos with maybe an odd man rush developing. Backel on the back check. And that rush dissolves away. And now here come the Rebels. And that passes to get through traffic. Loose puck picked up by Mensch. Moving on in. 3-on-1. Back goal. Return pass. Mensch. Oh, doesn't bury it. Heath Mensch looks like it had it knifed off of his stick.
Had that right on the doorstep, and Hood with a great stick to keep it from 5-0.
Shades of Alex Pietrangelo in the 2023 Cup Final against Nick Cousins. Rejected at the rim.
Nathan McKinnon,
the gold medal
game. Devon Tays, gold medal game. Some good opportunities there, and a good opportunity for Mensch as Hood's able to poke it away.
Now here's Kelly with it. Centering try through the wickets of Jensen. And now Kuntz looking for an angle. He tries to wrap it around. He gets it again. Swing and a miss on that one. Kelly from front fires, and save made by Hensley.
Some good pressure here from the Rebels in this group.
DiMaggio swing and a miss there. And he turns away from pressure now. Here's Mario DiMaggio looking. Pirouettes can't filter it through traffic. And that's a good keep by DiMaggio there, but it skips just over the blue line. And Carollo under pressure recoils and starts the rush back in as he gains the zone. Carollo Carollo into the skates of DiMaggio. Dean swinging a miss there. And Carollo finds it. And he'll reload with Jackson Wyatt and not onside. It was a pair of Rebels, it looked like.
Good feed there and a good play by Carollo. He doesn't turn that puck around. He brings it out of the zone. He lets the boys tag up, gives it over to Wyatt, who's got fresh legs. Looks like Carollo was going to head off for a change. Unfortunately, that play was offside, but good heads-up play by a veteran defenseman.
A very smart play by the veteran Carollo, another senior honored tomorrow night. Been a part of the program for the last 4 seasons.
He's done just about everything but play goalie for the Rebels. As
yeah.
He can bounce around the lineup.
Short-handed 5-minute major goals as a forward, as a defenseman. And a big-time hit there by Brady Estabrook. And that's something we've seen from Estabrook all season long, was being able to introduce himself physically to the opponent, and he bumps his man there. Jackson Wyatt touches it on for Nagra. Into the skates of Dean, and Karaman fires it in. Dean and Karaman will get changed up. Strong's a lone forechecker in for the Rebels. Now the Rebels starting it out. Rink wide on the left wing for Strong. And now the backhand, Masick, he bobbles that puck. Gets sent up to the point, kept in by Whites.
Dom, as the physicality ramps up here in this last 10, like we saw in that last shift from Estabrook when he laid that big body, I'd say the last thing either team wants to deal with right now is somebody taking a run.
Yeah.
As a player, you don't want to see it happen. You don't want to put the other team on a power play, give them the advantage. I know it's 4-0 here, probably going to finish with a Rebel win, but just be smart here, be disciplined, especially for the Rebels going to the national tournament next weekend. You want to have everybody in the lineup ready to go.
Exactly. You want to stay clean.
Right.
Now here's Johnson from below the goal line. That's a kick save for Hensley. Now DiMaggio fires. Pad save Hensley. And now Backel from below the goal line, looking to DiMaggio. DiMaggio fires, blocked in front. And that gets played off the glass. It takes a kick off of the stanchion under 8 minutes to go. Backel finds a loose puck along the wall for Kuntz. Kuntz looking, slap shot try, save made by Hensley. It might have gone off the mask by the Boise State netminder. DiMaggio, the defenseman down low, going for a skate with it. He surveys from the half wall to the point for Kuntz. Tobacco with a drive, pad save by Hensley. Now Kuntz, slap pass to DiMaggio with a drive off the mask of Hensley. He finds it and holds for a whistle. 7:26 to go. Hensley's down.
He has to be just exhausted, Dommy. The Rebels were in the zone there for about a minute, and I feel like part of the reason why they were in the zone so long is because they were winning those 50-50 battles.
So while Henley gets checked on, we're going to step away for one more break. UNLV and Boise State getting set to finish things out. We'll be right back.
The mountains are my favorite place to get away and be together. With Lazy Dog, I wanted to create that same experience for our guests. Whether you're meeting up for happy hour, getting the whole crew together to celebrate, or looking for a delicious dinner at home, we're your local spot. Great ingredients are at the heart of our scratch kitchen, so we look for partners that put the same care into their craft as we do. So stop by and get back to what really matters. The mountains.
All right, we're back at City National Arena. Hensley still in net for Boise State. 7:26 to go. 44-9 is the shots on goal. Another angel number. 44 shots, 4 goals for UNLV on the scoreboard. And now here's Jackson Wyatt with it. He fires from the point. 6 saved by Hensley. And that gets played out of the zone by the Broncos, but UNLV is going to come back with possession.
Well, it's 4-0, Dom, and the Rebels really have controlled the pace of this game.
And that was a good chance for Rand, tipping in that feed from Jensen in tight. And a great effort from Rand there, Bo. His dives and pokes that one on to Nagra at the point. And now Rand has it again from in tight. Rink wide feed, a big time save by Hensley. Loose puck gets steered away from the danger zone by Graydon Pond. And UNLV still with it with 6.5 to go. And a shot tipped on net. Rebound try for Jensen. Misses high and wide, and that goes into the netting.
Few great feats there, Dom, especially by Tristan Rand to be able to find that player back door. And going back to my point, I was going to say earlier, I could see how goalies lose pounds during games.
Yeah.
Like last year, Sergei Bobrovsky, it was reported he was losing close to 10 pounds a game. And I can see why Hensley maybe has lost a few tonight, as the play's been in Boise's end for most of this game.
And it'll be interesting to see who Boise sends out there tomorrow night. Will it be Ethan Montgomery? With Logan Hensley looking as fatigued as he is. So we will see. Now the final 6 minutes of this third period. Here's UNLV, that's Dean. Driving the net, drop pass for Estabrook. Just underneath the blade of his stick, and now Karen made it. Dean rolls off the blade of his stick. Dean had a yawning cage here on the one-timer from the left wing circle. Here's Estabrook with it now. He fires through traffic, and that gets knocked away.
Good look for Dean there as Karaman sets him up back door.
And Karaman fires one. Dean on the doorstep off the post. A pair of chances for Dean on this shift. He slams his stick on the ice in disgust, and that gets directed out of the zone.
It happens.
It does.
Obviously, as we just saw, so don't be too hard on yourself there, Shane Dean.
And we have stoppage of play, 5:05 left in this third period of play. It's a good song by the Arctic Monkeys there.
What song, sorry?
5:05.
5:05, I don't know if I know that one.
See, our director, Nadia Petitcheler, she knows.
Arctic
She knows.
Monkeys,
She knows. That's your homework for tonight, Bo. Listen to 5:05 by the Arctic Monkeys on your way.
I'll listen to it on the way home.
On the way home. And now here's Masick. Moving in. Dropped it off for Kuntz, and he gets shoveled down to the ice, and a great stick from Strong to cut off that outlet pass. Masick tried to snap it up to Kuntz, it looked like. And couldn't get through the traffic. And that gets skied towards the blue line. DiMaggio gloves it down. And that gets sent rink wide and drops right near the boards. Knifed by Kuntz, and he can't get into the zone too deep. And kept in the zone by Strong. And Kuntz stands his man up, and that'll be a penalty. And Dylan Kuntz getting engaged there by Micah Crum, who took exception to that high hit from the UNLV alternate. Micah Crum is going to be going for a penalty. Kuntz, I believe, is going to be going for a cross check. So cross-checking on Kuntz. I wonder if Micah Crum's going to be getting one as well. He skated right towards the penalty box. I don't know if he went straight into the bench, though. So we'll wait. It looks like it's going to be 4 aside. Ethan Montgomery headbanging out of the music in the arena, giving him plenty of shout-outs. So 4 aside here. Believe Micah Crum will get a roughing penalty, and Dylan Kuntz will get a cross-checking minor, another cross-checking penalty on the Skating Rebels tonight.
What I'm seeing from the Rebels, Dom, that I like is, well, we've had a ton of ozone time and a ton of opportunity. At the same time, the Rebels are still getting back to play defense. If the puck's turned over close to the blue line, it's not lackadaisical getting back. They're right on it, ready to shut that down.
Now it's still 4-on-4, about 30 seconds gone in that 4-on-4 period. Here's Backel with it. Leaves it for Johnson with speed. Left wing circle, fires off the post. You can hear that one clear as day. And now Fenton Johnson tipped on into the chest. Or that was Nagra, excuse me. In tight there. And man, Johnson rang that thing off the post. It had some heat on it.
Yeah, he did. He was right on the doorstep there, and Hensley's got to thank his best friend there, Mr. Post.
Yeah, exactly.
Keeping that one out of the net.
Give the post some thanks really quick.
Yeah.
Marc-Andre Fleury style.
Quick rub.
Yeah. Now here's Jensen falling. Hits forward.
It's like delayed penalty against the Broncos.
And delayed penalty, and Fundator just barely got to the bench. Hustled back to try and get the extra attackers. So it appears it's going to be Solomon Wells with the Easton S17 going to the box. And we're going to see what the call is. Holding.
A 4-on-3 advantage here for the Rebels. You know,
4-on-3 for a minute.
You don't see that very often, Dom.
No, not really.
But nonetheless, a good opportunity for the Rebels here to extend the lead. They'll have the man advantage here for a minute.
And Boise State is taking a timeout. So 3:19 left. Shots are 53-10 in favor of UNLV. Once again, coming up a minute-long 4-on-3 power play. And once again, we'll remind you after this 3 minutes and 19 seconds or more. All right. Senior night tomorrow night, 7 p.m. right here on the UNLV Rebel Hockey YouTube channel. 8 seniors will be honored tomorrow night on the playing roster, and a few seniors will be honored of our own. Megan Roma, Cal Sparrow, and Zoe Salas will all be honored at the intermission for their service at UNLV and their service with the Rebel Hockey program. And, Bo, I saw you pointing at the monitor. One of the seniors, Justice Sathopoulos, was out there right behind the glass in the corner.
Justice Sathopoulos and Doug Wakeland, and I'll use my Elliot Friedman little insider info here. I'm hearing Justin Sathopoulos maybe was just upgraded to day-to-day. I would say he's questionable for tomorrow's game. So look to see number 12 on the ice tonight. I'm hopeful for that, as he's a big player for the Rebels, and hopefully he's a part of the haul down the stretch.
Mensch fires that one off the side of the cage, and it just goes away from Niagara. You got a regular Elliot Friedman here on the broadcast.
I had TSN Tracker on my computer all day today.
Watching the deadline?
Yeah, I was refreshing his Twitter.
And
like
Niagara
crazy.
with a drive into the trapper of Hensley for a whistle. 35 seconds to go. 34 now.
Good shot there from Niagara, and a great pass from Backel as he puts that one on a tee for him. Hensley's there to make the save, but
great save by Hensley. He's made a lot of good saves tonight. I mean, 51 saves so far.
He's kept him in this game, no
He
doubt.
has. And again, we'll see if he'll suit up tomorrow in the blue paint, or if it will be Ethan Montgomery. The backup netminder. And that's offsides there. I was waiting for that whistle. You can see it there. Might have to put out a tweet and have it get retweeted tomorrow with Justice Stathopoulos. Instead of no point in warm-ups, it has to be no Stathopoulos in warm-ups or Stathopoulos in warm-ups.
I like where your head's at, Dom. That could be the start of...
We'll coordinate with Megan Roma, social media manager.
Perfect. Perfect. Sure, Elliot Friedman's happy. The deadline has come and gone now. He's hopefully been able to put his phone away and get some sleep and back to kind of a normal life.
He was in his bag today. He was in his bag.
Grinding.
Absolutely.
It's funny. I think it was Uyghur maybe was on some podcast talking about the weasel, Elliot Friedman. How does he even know what's going on out with all these trades, but somehow he does.
All agents. Got to be in the agent's back pocket in journalism, typically.
Good to know.
If you know the agents, you know all the ins and outs of their client. There's a try, they score. Or do they? We're waiting on the official signal. Luke Backel has his arm up. And everyone's smiling, disembarking. It's a goal. So 5-0. The Rebels lead. And they connect.
So
there's
kind of
a replay.
Scrum down low, puck's bouncing around, and it's like Backel was the last man to touch, and he'll add a tally to his goal count this season.
So 39 seconds to go on the power play for UNLV. They break through on the doorstep. And with under 2 minutes to go in this one, it's all academic. And now here's Dylan Kuntz. He fires through traffic, and Hensley finds a loose puck and holds for a whistle. Tristan Rand credited with that goal.
Good for Rand, the senior getting on the board for senior weekend.
Yeah, another senior set to be honored tomorrow night. Once again, 7 p.m. right here on the UNLV Hockey YouTube channel, or if you're in town, it's at City National Arena.
Why not head on over?
Yeah, why not head on over, catch a game in person. You don't have to suffer through hearing my voice for a few hours. You could just hear the sounds of hockey.
Come on, Dom. Don't sell yourself short like that.
So here's DiMaggio now with about 75 seconds to go. He pirouettes up top, and he'll go for a skate and tight fires. Rebound try, another try directed towards the net, and it doesn't get there. 1 minute to go in this one.
Well, it's 5-0, Dom, and there's 50 seconds left here in this third frame. I'm impressed with both teams tonight with an opportunity here for DiMaggio.
Absolutely. I don't know if you saw that there, Bo, but Mario DiMaggio tried to kick the defender's stick away. I'm trying to remember who did that. It might have been Jesse Puljujarvi, maybe?
That's a good pull. I don't know either.
Maybe, or it could have been, it was Connor Garland.
Okay.
And Evgeny Kuznetsov, too, who's gaining the zone and kicked the defender's stick away.
Talk about ball knowledge.
There you go. I'm kind of tapped in with hockey Twitter.
Going back to that, Dom, for an ACHA 2 team to come in here against one of the best ACHA 1 teams in the nation. Well, you got shut out. It was still competitive, and I think a lot of that goes to netminder Hensley for keeping them in this game.
Exactly, and Logan Hensley getting a big group of hugs from his team, the players in front of him. 5-0 is your final score here at City National Arena. Skating Rebels on Heroes Night, picking up the win in the first of 2 exhibition games here this weekend. Once again, tomorrow night, senior night. 8 seniors on the Skating Rebels roster will be honored ahead of the game. We'll have all of that for you pre-game. But on behalf of Bo Kennedy, Zoe Salas, Kyle Sparrow, Jack Bridges, Nardia Petit-Chalern, Marcus Bray, Gene Gomez, Rolando Guerrero, and everyone here at the UNLV Skating Rebel broadcast team, I'm Dominic Wass saying thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night for senior night to put a bow on the 2025-26 season. Final score, 5-0.